Hey everybody, welcome to Buddy's Spirits and Cigars. And today we're going to do Penelope Toasted. Haven't got to have, I'm not sure that I've had any of the Penelope Toasted.
Ooh.
I've had a few offerings of Penelope, but Toasteds aren't just sitting on the shelf to go find.
They're not.
And so for me, that's just not been an availability, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you know, personally, I haven't had a bad Penelope.
Yeah.
I've had two that I didn't necessarily love and think was worth the money, but it was a drinker all day. You know what I mean? It was, you know, they have the Architect series.
Yep.
Well, I have 1 through 6 right now, which is every single one they have.
Okay.
And there's been 2 out of those where I was like, probably not worth the $65.
Yeah.
Not bad, because there's a couple of them that I just are phenomenal, you know, as I would say. I love them. But this Toasted series, man, and this is Toasted series, but it's barrel strength as well.
Yeah.
Which, you know, me and you kind of like.
Yeah, but on the Toasted series, they have different char levels as well, correct?
They do. They go, I have a 3, 4, and a 5.
Ooh, that's heavy. Holy cow.
Well, this is mine, so you just sit over there and...
Usually you pour the other person's first, but that's fine. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work for me. Anyway, go ahead.
I like it. I mean, what can I say?
Nothing wrong with that. It's your bottle.
Yeah, and I was meaning to save this one for an episode before I cracked it, but I had saw on the pages and everything where everybody was talking about the different char levels. Well, I have a 3, 4, and a 5, and I had to get in there and see for myself. This one's a 4.
Okay, batch 105.
No. It's a 114.2 proof. And this is their 4-grain mash bill, which everything Penelope does is 4-grain. They source it from MGP, but they finish it themselves. So it's MGP distilled. They age it and finish it.
Toasted barrel
Themselves. Yep.
Oh, it has a great color.
It does.
The color is very nice.
It's got really good legs. It sticks to that glass.
Boy, it does. I mean, it's hanging for a while before there's any runs at all.
You know, we really like it's the regular barrel strength
Very
too.
viscous.
I know we've all had that conversation.
Yeah.
And me and Bruce really like it. I know you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And this is some Toasted barrels for me. I either like it and I really like it, or I like it and I don't. You know. And this is just one of the ones that I really enjoy.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I'm with you. The offerings that I have had from Penelope have been really good. The Architect series, we done one of those on here, and it was great. I enjoyed it, and it was very good. But I think we probably need to do more Penelope on here because I mean they have really solid stuff.
They do.
I'd like to try that Rio that's just been released here recently.
They haven't hit Oklahoma yet, but my name's on one when they get here, so we can do it.
No, I haven't seen them in Arkansas yet either. So.
The only one that I haven't been able to acquire that I know of, and for everybody watching this and everyone in this room, I'm going to butcher the name. Tojaki, whatever, the blue,
yeah, I know
you know.
What you're talking about.
I haven't been able to find it. I think I was just too far behind on the Penelope train.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, you know, they're solid. They make good stuff. Like I said, I haven't had anything bad from them. Now, the rosé cask wasn't one of my ones that I would really go pick off the shelf.
Right.
You know, but it still wasn't a bad pour.
Right.
Even though it's not a picker for me.
Yeah. It's something that
especially after trying to get that freaking cork out.
Dude, that's the worst part of it. There's been a couple times where I may have or may not have been under the influence, and I'm like, I want some of that, and then I look at it and I'm like, tap out. Just because I know the glass topper, I don't want to mess with it.
I don't know what it is with that stupid thing, but it is not easy to get out.
And dude, it doesn't ease up. Like you would think maybe if you open it like 20 times, like the plastic, no, it's glass. So it just like doesn't get better.
They done a great job on making sure that bottle's sealed.
For sure.
So this has a good nose on it. You get the oakiness. You know, you can really you can smell that toasted barrel itself. It's a pleasant nose though. I'm not upset about it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's solid. I like that. I definitely need to keep an eye out for some of them toasted barrels.
I really enjoy. All the chars that I've had. The 3, 4, and 5 have been really good. The 4 for me is the sweet spot. The 5 is maybe it's good, but it's maybe just a little bit too much. You just get a little bit too much barrel, or I do for me.
Yeah.
You know, this 4 is I get a bunch of caramel and that vanilla. You know, you still get that barrel oakiness and stuff for me. With the 5, maybe just a little bit overdone. If I see them, I still buy them because I really enjoy it. Yeah. But if I have to pick between the 4 and the 5, usually I'll buy the 4.
Yeah, that's solid. Good proof point. There's plenty of flavor there.
The finish length stays around.
It is 4 years old, so that's a good solid age. Yeah, I like it. I think that's pretty solid. What's the price point on these? Do you have
about 65 to 70?
See, that's not bad.
I mean, for good bourbon nowadays, and this, as I always like to refer to, the economy.
Yeah,
it's hard to beat.
Well, I mean, the economy impacts everybody.
True.
You know, so you know, in the bourbon world and other spirits and things.
And you got to think, I mean,
it's hitting everybody.
Penelope, they're a finishing company. They're like kind of like Blood Oath, from my understanding. They source their whiskey from MGP. They're 4 grain. It's their mash bill. That's Penelope's mash bill.
Yeah.
They source it from MGP and then they finish it. So, you know, buying their whiskey, paying them for that, transportation, the stuff to finish it, and then to ship it. I mean, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
For them, it really is.
It does cost a lot of money.
I'm hoping. I don't know if you guys know this yet, but Penelope just sold to MGP. So MGP bought out Penelope.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get a price drop. I mean, if they're sourcing it themselves and then they're going to start, I would hope that maybe you'll see a price drop. But the fact that they bought them makes me thinking we might get a price increase.
Well, I think if nothing else, I don't think you'll see a price drop. You might see maintain the norm for a little while, and they may do a price increase. But I don't think you'll see a price drop. It's going to at least maintain at the very least.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm hopeful.
But no, it's great to be optimistic. Yeah. But if you've been in this for very long at all, it's an understood thing that just doesn't happen. That's like
I saw an article the other day, and this is not bourbon related, but Opus, you know, they increased their MSRP again by 20%.
Yeah.
I think it was 20-something%. I don't remember.
And that really hits me in the heart.
It hits me in the checkbook.
Because Opus is one of my favorite offerings from Arturo Fuente. Not that their other cigars are bad, but Opus is really just, it hits home for me, and I just enjoy those so much. So, you know, Opus enjoyment is going to have to be even more limited than what it has been before, just because of the price point. It's we're not rich or anything by
we're just means. Irresponsible.
We just enjoy our hobbies, and we hope that we can bring some at least entertainment and value to all of you guys. But you know, I think you're seeing that more and more across the board, though.
Oh, it's everyone
throughout the spirits and retailers, and I mean, it's just everybody's just doing an increase, and it's just terrible. And shortages too. I mean, there's I don't know if everybody's heard or not, but you know, we are great friends with Axe and the Oak, and they purchased a large amount of barrels from a cooperage. Well, that cooperage actually burned down, and it was before they were able to ship the barrels to Axe and the Oak. So, you know, unfortunate events like that, which there was already a strain on the market with barrels and stuff like that. And then when a cooperage burns, it just really, that is a huge impact to this industry.
And then on the cigar side of things, I was listening to a podcast with Steve Saka, you know, the Don Martin, you know, owner, blender. And he went through and laid out why their MSRP had gone up a little bit. And he was just talking about, you know, with the new immigration policies in the U.S. and everywhere else and everything going on, you know, he's talking about these countries that they grow in and they roll these cigars in. He's like, man, when I first started, he's like, we had people lining up at the factories because he was like a cigar roller, and the people that work with tobacco in the fields, he was like, we're some of the best jobs in the country for people. Like he talked about how he was laying out the wages and how much they were making at those factories versus other people.
Right.
And he has started, kind of laying everything out there, and how he said now, I mean, it's we're struggling to find workers. And he said, and we're still one of the best jobs for people in those countries still.
Yeah.
He's like, but just so many people are trying to immigrate and go to other countries and do different things, and it's just really difficult for them to find work.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And that's not easy work, from the time that the seed, you're just prepping the land just to prepare it for the seeds, and then when the seed's in and the plant grows to a certain height, and then, all the work that goes into it, there's over 200 pairs of hands that touch each premium hand-rolled cigar.
Yep.
And by the time you do all that, you got to have a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's not easy work. I mean, it's just not.
Yeah.
And so maybe they're looking for better opportunities in other places, but I'm glad that they still are able to produce cigars and all that stuff, and it sucks that they're becoming more expensive. But
I've seen a price increase, because I'm sure they're probably having to pay more, to workers and stuff like that.
Right.
But the one thing that I'm at least happy for is I haven't seen a quality decrease.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I haven't seen them, I would much rather them raise the MSRP a little bit and me still get quality cigars that smoke good, taste good, or package good.
Yeah.
Than pay the same price and get, 5 out of every 20 are plugged or don't burn right, or, you know what I mean? Right,
yeah. No, you're exactly right. And I think that may be something that they're trying to maintain with increasing those prices.
Right.
And they're able to keep some of those good hands there, like, hey, if you will stay here, we'll increase your wages, try to make it more worth your while.
Yep.
And that quality assurance, and they're still able to maintain that standard, I know with Arturo Fuente, he does his best to have good quality assurance, and he does not want to put out a bad product whatsoever. And that says a lot, that a company's willing to put their name on something like that and be proud of that. Then they stand behind their product, and they want to make sure that quality assurance is at the highest level possible.
And that's even though we're not drinking their spirit right now, that's a shout out to Axe in the Oak. We had that dinner with Casey the other night, our BSC dinner. And I asked him, I said, when you guys are doing this, because they're doing some experimental stuff, right? They're always trying to do the next best thing. And I asked him, I said, so if you guys have a bourbon that's been in a barrel for 7 years and then you try to finish it in something, I said, and it sucks. I was like, do you put that on the market or do you pour it? And he's like, man, we don't put anything in the market. He said, we've dumped multiple batches that didn't meet our standards. He's like, and that's a kick, in the chest every time we do that, because it takes a lot of money to do some of these huge batches we're doing. He's like, but we're not going to put out a bad product. And I think that's a shout out to them, because that's pretty awesome.
Without a doubt, and we've talked about him doing that, and he said they found a batch one time that had, it just didn't meet their standards, and he tried to change it to a different barrel to try to help boost that, and it just didn't work out, and it hurts me for them.
Yeah.
That they're having to dump out, because that's 53 gallons of good something, depending on how long it aged and all that. But you think about from the time that distillate is put in a barrel, you've got a lot. That's when the aging process begins.
Yeah.
And so you've got however long your aging process is, and then if you decide to finish it in something, that's that much more time.
Yeah.
And then if it turns out to be something that's bad, it's nothing to, you're pouring out a 5-6 year old juice.
Whew.
By the time you get to that point, that's a lot of time.
That just hurts.
It does to even say that. It's just like, man, that's terrible.
So what do you think about this pairing?
I think it's better, since we're smoking another Plasencia. I think it's better paired with this Penelope Toasted. Much better pairing. Not that it was bad with the other spirit, but this has more proof on it, but it also has a better flavor profile
for this cigar.
Yes,
I agree.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
That Toasted really complements this Plasencia, and I think it's a match made in heaven, pretty much.
I agree. This is it's hard to beat a pairing that it's hard to get a pairing that beats this to me.
No, I agree.
This is
100%
top notch for me.
It's stellar. So, good job on that for sure. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and join us in our groups on Facebook. If you just kind of want to catch, don't have a lot of time, you're scrolling through TikTok, we got a TikTok as well. We try to put our shoot or sip episodes on there. We don't. They're obviously these Monday episodes are too long. But we appreciate you joining us on the Around the Barrel series with Big Turp and Dawson, and we'll catch you on the next one.